Today I'm going to talk about learning and how education, like higher education, not about the K-12 sector. Um, the usual session will be like some teachers talking and you guys are listening. This session will be like mostly I want to do interactive. Okay, so I will make you to do something. So initially say first 20-30 minutes. I'm audible, right? First 20-30 minutes I will be talking about a couple of applications, then I'll give a task, you have to do that, something like that. Okay. I'm from IIT Bombay. Like IIT Madras, it's not so huge, so it's within a day you know where the campus is. Just very small campus, so only 10 buildings you will find it out. IIT Madras, I have no idea what to do. So I'm part of a interdisciplinary program in a called Educational Technology at IIT Bombay. I'm also associated with the center. We recently started Center for Machine Intelligence and Data Science. There's a bucket called Artificial Intelligence in Education that I'm handling it in the C-Mind Center. I'm also associated with the other universities. So before we jump into what is learning analytics, I would like to give a brief overview of what is ET, because educational technology seems to be something new, especially for IIT, but most IITs don't have it. Only IIT Bombay have it now, IIT Kharagpur had it. So this is a interdisciplinary program. The professors who are interested in improving teaching learning strategies came together, started this particular program called Educational Technology. It started in 2010 with the PhD students. And like last year we celebrated decade of EdTech 2020 to 2021, and now we have 6 core faculty in the department, and more than 5 postdocs, and lot of projects, and 1 adjunct faculty, 1 visiting scientist, and we have lot of associated faculty from the other departments like chemical, computer science, mechanical, electrical. They are also associated with the department. 38 plus PhD students are currently registered in our department, and 19 plus students have already graduated. We also have a MTech program which started at 2019. First batch of MTech students already completed the course, and they went to work in different companies. Couple of them works in EdTech startups, 1 works in government space, a couple of them works in the NGO foundation space. So what we do in education technology, we do research in 4 different verticals. One is technology enhanced learning of disciplinary skills, and the other one is teacher use of education technology, where we want to create technology to teach teachers how to improve their teaching learning strategy. And the third vertical is educational data analytics. That is what I work on mostly. And there's something called Emerge. Emerge is a very interesting area where all our students who join our department, none of them have any background in education technology. There's no BTech education technology exists anywhere. They are from mechanical, architecture, they are from pharmacy. So they all come together. We teach 5 or 6 courses to them, basic courses. Also we tell them these are the new gadgets available. For example, VR is there, 360-degree camera is there, there's a 3D printer. How do you use this to teach some new concepts which you find it difficult in your area to kids? So the Emerging is actually the lab where we give them all the new gadgets and also teach them some basic tech concepts. So they do it. That's very interesting for students because they all enjoy it. It's the first semester. It is not like after you get trained in the ET for last 2-3 years something like. In the first semester they do this. So that is a very interesting area. Also we do a lot of MOOCs and outreach activities. We do a lot of consultancy projects and research labs. That's all there. So this is a one view of ET. I'll quickly finish it off. There's like pedagogy is the important, like how do you teach, what is the content is important. Around that we create a learning environments. Then the student interacting with the learning environment, we collect the data. How is interacting? That data we analyze to provide a meaningful feedback or adaptive content. So you can say NPTEL or the BSc degree have the pedagogy, and there's a learning environment created around it to deliver the content. If we collect all the data you are interacting with the system, can we understand how do you learn, then can you provide better feedbacks? That is the idea. As of now, we don't have the data which we work at level in the online degree program or the NPTEL. The NPTEL degree program is not collecting the data which the fine grained data which we work at. I show the data also. Okay, all good. I think that's all boring stuff about ET department. If you don't want to know about ET, it's all fine. Let's start formally what is learning analytics. So this is Mentimeter. You have to take your phone. You can scan it, or if your phone type menti.com and use the code 6308. I'm going to start it one. Give me 1 minute. I'll start that Menti program present. Yep. So go to menti.com or just scan it. You can scan this. So what is learning analytics? When you hear the word learning analytics, what comes to your mind? Anything? Yeah, enter the answer there. Yeah, the three options, just one word, 3 words is enough. So I see 1, 2, 3. Sorry? Menti.com, MENTI, Menti, it's here, right? Menti.com and use the code 6308 or just scan it. So around, I see around 30 people around here. So I will not start next thing unless I have 18 responses. So please respond. So do you all able to log in and type something? Anyone have issues? Okay. What's going on? Okay. Learning analytics about learning and analysis. Interesting. So that is the most people type it. It's about data. Data is coming in. Good. Learning, data, analysis. Learning again, analysis. Code. Yeah, code is here also 6308 and 2861. You just have to type menti.com and 6308 and 2861. Okay, what's the trend now? Analysis, data, learning, that's the most. All good. All good. I expected 18. Thanks. Now the point is, I'm just looking at any interesting words from there. It's about data analytics. It's about analytics. Mental health. Wow, that's interesting because nobody considers that about the students' mental health when we give the 6 courses per semester, right? There are a lot of things they go through. 6 courses, 1 lab, 1 seminar. How the student will cope up in a week, and we make them, the 12 weeks they should not have any life, then give 2 weeks or 3 weeks vacation, something like that. It's I think it should be considered, I know. But nowadays there's something called new type of education program coming in, like liberal arts program, or we also started, IIT Madras started liberal arts education, where we allow the students to pick their own courses. No tension, no pressure, all this thing happens. Okay, so mental health one. Learning behavior. Okay, learning behavior. What can someone say? What is learning behavior means there? Performance tracking, processing data, decision analysis, analytics, visualization, outcome of learning. So mind map. Can someone say what is mind map means? Okay, it's okay, what person will do next step. Okay, okay, that's mapping their actions. Okay, what do you mean by learning behavior?
What the trend of the class is, that the data analysis is going like in histogram or in
okay, no, learning, the behavior, how they learn, yes, how the students in the class learn. Okay, okay. See, I see only these 3 data, like learning, data analysis most important, others are captured once or twice. Statistics is there, trends is there. We'll see what is learning analytics. Before learning analytics, I'll go very basic ones, one thing which you all know. Okay, learning analytics is maybe not familiar with you. What is data analytics? Okay, what I want you guys to do is think a minute and tell me one thing, or if you want to talk to your neighbor, please talk to your neighbor, discuss with them and tell me what is data analytics means. You guys are data science course students, right?
Yes, sir.
That's why I kept the question, because you all know what is data science means. I thought you should know. So talk to your neighbor and tell me after a minute what is data analytics means. You can actually club with them or something. In class, में talk to each other, doesn't matter. No, I'm asking data analytics. I'm sorry, the title is wrong. What is data analytics? Okay, let's start having answers in say 5 seconds. So anyone have any? Just see, there's nothing right or wrong answer, and everybody is learning from others. It's not that I'm going to tell you something. It's all others will tell you, and you have to think yourself, and I will learn it. Okay, what is data analytics? Yeah.
Sir, we have to collect and analyze the data.
Collect, analyze.
And
Okay.
then we have to apply various techniques.
So I'm just.
That meaningful questions can be answered. Like we can predict what is going to happen next, or we can bring out
See.
inferences.
Okay, slow. Collect, analyze to find answers. To find answers to meaningful questions.
From that data.
ठीक है.
Like predictions and what is it?
ठीक है. Collection, data, implementation. ठीक है. My handwriting is very bad, but don't worry. Nobody writes nowadays. So yeah. Any other?
To answer questions to the future possibilities.
That you are actually predicting the future. Okay, so predict the future. Yeah. Making inference basically. Yeah. After a lot of data, you are doing something, then you're making inference out of the data. Okay, that basically comes in like visualizations, plotting, choosing the right kind of data to show all this thing. Yeah.
Refining and make decision.
Okay, predicting, also make decision based on that. Okay. Find hidden patterns. Can I say that? The not so obvious patterns are hidden, but you are trying to find hidden patterns. ठीक है.
Taking the data that is previously collected and using it in any field to obtain the better results.
Okay. So what happens is you take a data which historically collected and you create a classifier, right? So that classifier will tell to predict you something. So basically historical data like the weather data for last 10 years, you're collecting it to predict meaningful data to next year. Okay, historical data and classifier. Anyone else new? Yeah, go ahead. Sensing and organizing the data. Okay, so organize. Okay, yeah. Okay, you are giving the very good first step. Yeah, any from here? Sorry? Learning models. Running models. It means you okay, so you are creating models using the data. That's why I put historical data and develop classifiers. Okay, develop models, algorithms or classifiers we can call. Okay. Anything else? I missed it? Yes, predict is already there. Predict the future, predict the outcome. Yeah, drawing conclusions from the process data, processing, all good. Anything else I missed it, which is very key? Sorry? That's called anomaly detection. It's a very interesting field in a different domain. For example, in space domain, there are a lot of data they collect, huge data, tons of data. But anomaly happens only once and everybody get interested. Like 99.999 times normal, no data, that's there. So anomaly detection is very important, also in health. Okay, what I'm going to do is, this we all know, right? This is you guys learned about this. So collecting data, analyzing data, organizing, manipulating, or processing it, all this thing is called and presenting it as a some plot is called descriptive analytics, right. So, that is descriptive, very good, right. So, we all know what is that. Basically, we are trying to describe the data. Before describing, we want to process the data, remove the missing values or standardize or whatever it is, then you do descriptive. After descriptive, what we do? We do the diagnostic analysis. In the diagnosis, what we do? We try to find, is there any hidden patterns, okay. Is there any relation between two given variables? For example, I am collecting a data of the age of the students and I am collecting the students attendance. Is there any relation between these two, okay. Or in a particular context, you may suppose that a lot of students who are attending a quiz and they also submitted assignment. If they submitted assignments on time, the performance in the quiz is increasing or not. Okay, I am going to give you examples in the learning because that is what I want to bring it later. So, that is a diagnostic analytics, okay. And there we can do the correlation mining, correlation we can compute, or we can do some mining on patterns, or we can do. The third one is predictive analytics, where we do the prediction of the future, make decision and everything, like create a classifiers, run the models, all this thing. The fourth one is called prescriptive analytics. I guess you all know what I am talking, right? Okay. So, that is what I also wrote it here. So, basically we have these words. Have you heard these words in any other field other than data analytics? Diagnosis, prescription. What is that called in medical? Sorry. We go to doctor, we describe what happened, I am not feeling well, I am not able to eat food or something. Their diagnosis, what happened, what did you eat, what did you run. They ask all the questions, more questions to see what happened. Then they predict, oh, this, it is not true, all the time. They predict based on their experience, everything. Okay, you might have some fever or something. Then they give medicine to, it might go lead to something else, they stop it in between. Okay, so I am giving medicine to cure you. This is called in a medical term, now they are talking about precision medicine. They collect the data about all the patients, and based on the patient's past history and everything, they want to give the proper personalized medicine. They do not want to give the same tablets to everybody. This is the new Similarly, like that, we also have something called precision education. Okay, not every student is same when they interact with the system, when they learn. So, we want to understand each of the students, the background, the persona, how you interact, then provide a personalized content. That is the whole idea. Okay. Now, before we jump into learning analytics, I will not talk about learning analytics at all till 3:30. Okay. We will do something about data analytics. So, how many of you know what is content based filter and collaborative filter and recommendation system? You guys, okay, good. Then if you all know, now I won't do anything. So, good. So, now let us talk about recommendation system. Recommendation system, have you seen recommendation systems anywhere? Have you Flipkart, yeah? Netflix, thanks. I'll stop there. Flipkart does recommendation based on what product you buy. If you are buying some product and they say that hey, if you bought this, there's other guys also bought this, go and buy this, maybe you might be interested in it. Netflix suggests you movie based on if I like the movie, suppose I give a rating, it does it. How it does it? Genre. Fantastic. So, we will explain that in another 10 minutes. Listen carefully. This is the learning part, then there will be assessment part. I will give you EdTech data, you have to do that on EdTech data, do the same analysis. Okay. So, if you have any questions, please ask me now. In e-commerce websites, what we do, we based on the frequently bought items. I am going to talk in a very basic nutshell. Now, do not consider this is what the current e-commerce sites use it. They use a very advanced technique. We are talking about very basics. In e-commerce sites, based on the frequently bought items, they will recommend a new item to the new customer, other customers. For example, if customer 1 bought egg, orange, oatmeal, milk, onion, wheat bread, the other guy bought only egg, wheat bread and milk. Maybe a bachelor guy who bought 3 things and he go and eat on his own, he is not going to cook anything. The first guy also same, oatmeal, nothing, he is not cooking except the onion. The third guy bought only egg and milk. we need to recommend something. We can recommend based on that. When people bought egg and milk, they order wheat bread also. Egg, milk, wheat bread is there. So I can recommend based on the other people also who bought egg and milk, also bought wheat bread. So you might be also interested in it. Very simple, right? How do you do? We do based on the association rule mining. We have to first find the rules, that is what are the products which were bought frequently together. Based on the rules we can recommend it. So I'll give an example how we do. There's a couple of things. One thing is very basic is that we first identify the list of unique items in the product. For example, if the supermarket have 1000 products, there's a list of 1000 products will be there. How many times each product has been bought? For example, everybody would be buying milk. So keep milk in a particular place. Everybody, like out of 10,000 customers, 9,000 customers would have been buying milk. Let's keep it in some place where customers can go and buy it. So what supermarket do? They keep the milk at the far end of the shop. Okay, because out of 10,000, 9,000 is going to buy a milk. So you have to go walk all the way to fetch a milk. While walking, there will be a lot of other products. No, you will impulsively buy it. And they keep egg at the other end, because whoever buys the milk, they will buy the egg also, egg in the other corner. So that's actually it's bad. I'm just trying to say that is how they started, you know. So they say frequently bought items, then they try to find out what is the frequency of egg and orange bought together. Okay, and what is the frequency of egg and milk bought together? For example, egg occurred twice, but egg and orange occurred only once. So the support is only 0.33. Is that clear? Egg occurred twice, but egg and orange occurred only once. Out of 3 times I bought, only one bought egg, orange with egg. So 1 divided by 3, 0.33. Simply they create a rules like that and they try to give a recommendation. You all know the Python programming, right? Right? I would recommend when you go home, maybe try implementing a priori algorithm in the any data you have it. There's a library already available, but please don't use the library. You know, library you can use it, it just gives the idea, no, all good. But try to you create manually, you create some shopping list, or it's available in the Kaggle, you can download the shopping cart data. Find the frequency item, find the unique items, find the joint probability of each item bought together. Okay, that will help you to know what you are doing and understand it. Now let's go to Netflix example. There are 4 viewers. Okay, you guys clear on the first one, content based filtering? Okay, we will not do that, but telling you. So there are 4 viewers who watched the movie 1, movie 2. The viewer 1 liked movie 1, movie 2, also movie 3. Okay, let's give a names for the movies. There are 4 viewers. The first viewer watched The Lord of the Ring, LOTR, and he gave a 9 rating. And he watched Narnia, also he liked it, 8. And he liked Hobbit also. And he watched the recent movie Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. He didn't like it. This guy is kind of likes the movie which may be a Tolkien's book or something like that. You know, he likes a movie from the converted from of course this Doctor Strange also from the book, but he likes a different genre. He was talking about that. Now this guy gives only 6 rating for that. The second guy liked Lord of the Ring, Hobbit, also the Doctor Strange. Maybe like me, he likes every movie. Okay, doesn't matter. You don't care all this. No, I don't want to fix myself on this. I can watch every movie. I like it. The third guy liked the Narnia, Hobbit. So the fourth guy watched Lord of the Ring, gave 8.5, Hobbit 7. Which movie will recommend to him? Narnia. Okay, why? Why not see, why not you compare V4 with V2, because this guy did not watch, so this guy is out of the business, right? V3 is gone. Let's compare V4 with V1. This guy 9, bit less. You could give Narnia or Doctor Strange. Okay, Narnia is more like, okay, something like that, right? So what we do, we basically convert that into simple number, then we create a vectors. Is this vector clear, right? The vector representation can be in a square bracket, also curly bracket. So don't tell me that hey, a vector is always a square bracket. It's fine, okay? Don't find the mistakes there, but curly bracket also allowed. So now we have vector 1, 9, 8, 8.56, vector 2 that is 8.5. It did not give any rating, so I give 0. Usually we have not a number. For simplicity, I am giving a 0 here. Okay, don't consider the 0 should be given. Okay. Then third, fourth. Now, of course, the fourth viewer, our first movie and third movie. So, we will remove the third guy. We will plot this vector, the 2-dimension vector, because he has 8.5 and 7. Is it clear what I am talking? Anyone have any doubt? Now, what I did is simply converted this into a vector. This person first movie is just gonna remove him. Okay. So, we are going to plot the vector, plot this vector. So, what I want to say is I am going to remove this guy. So, I am going to compare two. So, there is only two values 8.5 and 7. So, I am going to consider 2-dimensional vector, because I cannot go and show you what is 4-dimensional or 3-dimensional. I can't even imagine. So, that is the case. So, consider this is the vector I am plotting. Okay. There is a mistake here. In a x axis, we have a 8.4. It should be started from 0 to 9 or 10. Okay. It should not be like this. So, basically what happens is that if there is a, so the viewer 1 is around, see this is 8, this is 9, this is 7, 8 or 9. The viewer 1 is 9 and 8.5, x is 9, 8.5 maybe here. So, that is the first vector. The viewer 2 is 8.5 and 8, 8.5 and 8 maybe here. Viewer 3 is 8.5 and 7, 8.5 and 7 maybe here. Okay. Is this clear, right? Now, all I have to do is find the similar vector. So, I am the user number 4. If you want to know which movie, I have to find what is a similar vector given all other vector, then see what movie that person liked it, recommend the movie to me. Is this clear, guys? So, how do I find the similarity between vector? Of course, here these two vectors are very close. So, this is the most similar. So, V2 and V4 are good. So, I will do, I will recommend Doctor Strange basically, yeah, not Narnia. Okay, because you consider this guy also likes, but this guy actually like V2, not more of V1. Okay. Now, how do you identify the similarity between vector? I am just showing a 2-dimension. How do you do it in a multi-dimension? Because the movie, now you watch 100 movies, you do not watch only 2 movies. Now, we watch 3-4 movies in a week, right. So, which means there are 100 movies literally, and system wants to know, oh, you watched all the movie. It is not whether you like it or not. If you watched the movie completely, also consider you like the movie. If you are watching it in a seeking like 5-10 minutes to finish it off, they consider you do not like the movie. Or watch time also matters. So, if you are watching the movie, system wants to recommend. You would have seen in Netflix or Prime Video, based on you watch this movie might be interesting to you, right. So, how do you find the similarity between two vectors? How close they are? Okay, how close matlab what is that means? Huh? Angle between them. So, how do you identify angle? Or basically what we are trying to do, we have to find the distance between the user 4 vector with all other vector. So, if I am the vector V4, what is the distance between me and what is the distance between me? How do you identify distance between two vectors? Euclidean distance. Okay, what is Euclidean distance? Okay, so yeah, I think everybody is saying that. So basically, what is that is simple. X1, X2, Y1, Y2. If there is a one vector here, there is a one vector here. If you want to find the distance, so these two distance, I need to find the two distance. So I usually, we know this two. This is X2, X1, X2. This is Y1, Y2. So, this is a Pythagoras theorem you can apply. Basically, what we do, x2 minus x1 ka whole square, y2 minus y1 ka whole square, square root of that is the distance. This is called Euclidean distance, right. The other one is cosine similarity. You can identify the angle between these two vectors. That angle, the cosine similarity we can identify. So, like each two vector we can identify the angle, then you find the cosine value of that, then you can see similarity. Is it nearby? Is that clear? Am I going too fast or something? No, right? There is other distances. Euclidean distance 1, cosine similarity is 1. There are other distances between two vectors. Manhattan distances. How Manhattan distance happens? Nothing. It's this. It's there's no diagonal path there. It has to go because in Manhattan all the streets are defined like that. You cannot go from this street to the building. You have to go to main road, then cross the road and take it. Something like that. It's a design city. That is Chebyshev distance. So go and today. Second thing, note down if you are noting down. First thing, note down. Can I go and create a content based filtering using any existing data in a Python? Do it. Second, go and find out what are the different ways to identify the distance between vectors in a Wikipedia only, like Manhattan, Euclidean. So when you read one, right, don't stop there. Go and find out what are the other things exist. Okay. If you find out more, you get interested in the research papers. If you go that level, you are ready to do research. If you are reading, okay, I know what is Euclidean, I am happy, done. Okay, you can do in the course. If you do more about what are the other things, why it is not comparing, no, why one is good, why others is not used, when it is used, your second step. If you start reading more and find a research paper on the latest in that, it will be a research. Clear? Okay. That's the point. Okay. Now, this is the experiment for you, 3 minutes time. We have a NPTEL. I am not talking about the online degree course. In NPTEL, we have today I think Swayam they were saying about 2.8 million people who are taking course. I think NPTEL are like only 12 lakhs, 1.2 million people take the course per semester. So in NPTEL there are 450 courses offered every semester, nearly more than a million, 10 lakh students are registering courses. And for every user we have a name, college, department, profession. It's not all mandatory, like only name and email is what we want. Everything else not mandatory, but we have the data. Also we have the which course they selected, what is the course ID, and we have this information. Now you guys clear, right? In NPTEL they are offering 450 courses, more than million students register for the courses. We have this data. Talk to your neighbor, discuss, or 3 people together, create a recommendation system for a NPTEL course. If the user, I am the user going to pick a course called say data science for engineers or something like that, what should be the recommended course for me and how will I do it? You guys clear? Any question you can ask me now because this is assessment. Do you have any question on this? Understanding what is course title, course ID, say it's ID. For example, it's a egg, meat, milk something or Narnia, LOT or something like that. It's just a course ID. Just a product, it's a movie or the product. No, I have 5 minutes for you guys. So discuss, talk. You guys don't like talking or what? Yes. So you can actually join with them. You are doing okay. It's up to you. Say I gave 2 examples. One is content based filtering, where what items frequently bought together. The other one is based on the liking. So here there's no like actually. Think about it. What are the other things you have? So it's a practical problem. No, the data is not there. Everything. Even they attend the exam or something like that. You can interact with them. You just join. You just came, right? Yeah. Talk to them. Not a problem. Make friends. No. I'm just see. We talked about content-based filtering and collaborative filtering, both, right? If this is the data we have, can we create something like that using this data? With only this data we have, we don't have any other data in NPTEL actually. So there's a practical problem with the limited data. What else we can do? So one more minute. So I'll tell you something else. I told you that name, email ID, course ID is mandatory. All other fields are not mandatory. So you have to think about that also. Name, course ID, email ID, user ID. That's all we have it. Most people don't even enter their age or profession, or profession is whether they're student, they're working. So see, that's the real challenge is that if you ask for more data, nobody wants to register. All want to click the email and enter, right? That's a challenge. Yeah, because we know the student email ID and which course he has taken. Like this is a student, student1 at gmail.com. He has taken 3 courses this semester. Last semester, which courses he took it, whether he completed or not. We know up to that. We know that data only. Not. Yeah, it's up to you. You can create content based or collaborative filtering. Both are there. That is there. Whether they completed or not, pass or fail. You can ask instructor to get it. They won't give it. Yeah. Ishan is asking whether you will give their course marks also to them, whether they pass the course or not. Okay, then one thing I will tell you before we go. If you look at content based filtering, the custom is not very important. If it is C1, C2, C3 is not important. I just want to know there's one actually one row what I just brought together. Here we are trying to map with this is the user and there's a group, age group comes in, the region comes in, lot of things comes in. The custom is important. That's why it's called collaborative filtering. That is content based filtering. Okay. Let's start. Let's hear from you guys. What are the things you guys thought about? Let's start from this. Yeah. Any group. Okay, thank you. You are answering something which I am not expecting. Thanks. So what is saying that if some student registers Python programming, so we can find out what are the learning path will take people who are taking Python. There should be reason. You might be want to be a full stack developer, or you might be want to data scientist or something like. You want to be ML, ML AI scientist. So what is this interest? Based on you can suggest the course path. This is called a course path, like a learning path or something like that. Okay, good. Okay. So which means there should be an expert who will be looking at all the data, which course will be mapped to which course. There's a prerequisite something, they create a path. That is not coming under both content based filtering or collaborative filtering. That is totally a different type of recommendation. Okay. Anything else from there? I'll just go further and come back. Huh. Yeah. Fantastic. So what is creating is social networks. There are 100 users. There's a connection between. There are 2 users have a lot of connections. They are talking too much. Or the other users, there's a nodal guy who is connecting with this group and that group. Something like that. There are 100 courses. Which courses has been frequently taken together, and what are the courses connecting with different kind of nodes. This is a social networking. See, a simple data you can apply example for your the graph or edges nodes you can want to apply, right? Good. Yeah. Anything else from the group? Yeah.
Psychoanalyze them into different parameters from different parameters and adding them into bins from the course ID.
Okay.
Psychoanalyze them
Basically what he is trying to say is yes, clustering, right, based on the persona. For example, there is a student from a particular region and a particular engineering degree or something like that, and the age group, what are the courses they like, and there is a working profession who might be taking only 1 or 2 courses, he cannot take more courses because of his own work, and what is he like to take it, something like that. So, basically we are trying to do clustering. This is called demographic clustering approach. So, it is a like a collaborative filtering, it is a demographic filtering. Okay, this is another one. So, you can also do that. So, have the data, just first cluster them automatically. You guys learn clustering, right? Right? What clustering you guys learned? Which clustering algorithm you learned? K means not there yet. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, if it is K means, do anybody know how to identify number of clusters? K, clustering is an unsupervised algorithm, right? We are giving data, it is coming into clusters. It can come up with a 2 cluster, 10 cluster, 100 cluster. Which one is right? Like, how do you pick the number of clusters? Similarity. Okay, when you guys learn, you learn it. Okay, that is the something like a cost function we measure. We plot it for number of clusters. This elbow diagram comes, where you can take it which one has a least change in the clustering. You learn it. Okay. So, that can be a simple clustering algorithm. If when you learn clustering algorithm, you can apply this data and see whether it brings some new clusters, and that within the cluster there is any course can be taken, similar course are taken, we can recommend based on that. When some user comes in, oh, you are engineering, you are mechanical engineer from this particular region, you might be taking this course, take it. Have you guys got any like that from Coursera? If you have done any course in the Coursera, they would send a recommendation email very often. This is very simple. They did not do any I5 ML stuff, very simple clustering algorithm, they do it. For India, they do mostly ML courses, they will push you. Okay. Anything else from this? So, I got one from graph approach, that is social network, one is clustering. Anything else from the back? You guys, any idea? Okay, let's go on to the yeah, you guys. Fantastic. If the feedback form is optional, how many will fill it? No, in my course I'm teach, okay. The feedback form is the rating for me to my promotion and everything. I teach 22 students, okay, in the electric course. Only 2 gave, one gave very good grading, one gave very bad grading, because he wants to come and he want to make sure that I won't go next. And the 20 students who would have been happy would have not given a grade. So, what I will do? Tell me the problem there. Unless there is a score in the assignment, nobody does it. Every student same, don't worry much. So, feedback form, okay, if you have feedback form, consider hypothetically you have feedback form, what you do with the data? Oh, your likeness, whether they like the course from the feedback form, then you do the filtering, collaborative filtering. Good. You were saying something. We can't get feedback, like I can't even grade the attendance. I will say 5 marks for attendance, nobody takes my course. It's selective course, okay. They want a course which is very minimal effort, come and do mid-sem, one project, I want AAA, that's it. I want 10 pointer, that's all. They don't want to do any, they don't want to attend any courses. They will do very fantastic work. They don't need a class at all, honestly speaking. None of you guys need a class, you can do the end exam, everything well. Point is, feedback form has issues, I was trying to tell you, but if you somehow able to identify the likeness of the course in NPTEL, it's fantastic. See, in NPTEL, we have a problem with data collection. Okay, good. Anything else?
I think the person, if he spends like the duration of time in the course is spent more, then
Good.
maybe map out the likeness.
Good. It's like a Netflix thing. If you are watching the full movie for 2.5 hours, in 2.5 hours, you are actually seems to be like the movie. So, I will try to give some weight for that.
I want to ask that all the courses are already been designed, and then we are taking the students as the customers. Okay?
Yeah. We don't customers. Okay. You can take course for free, by the way. Don't pay money.
Now the question is, if they are first time learners, then these rules are not valid. Okay. And secondly, if they are second time learners also or third time learners, then the course path and all these things, it means like that we are forcing some particular courses to the students and the other courses we can neglect.
Cool.
These are all priority based figures.
Good. See, this is ethical issue coming in. What you said is we'll come to that. I'll just want to cover one particular line about it. In when you are doing, I think if you're going to be a ML engineers, everything, you are predicting something about the student, or especially when you're involving with the student, predicting something. The machine is not always correct. Machine predicts based on what happens something. The machine might be wrong by some few percentage. Never force anything to them. What we would suggest is, based on this code, we think this set of courses you might be interested. We are not asking them to take the course, but agreed.
Suppose I'm saying that in the part of chemistry, some
Agreed.
organic, inorganic and physical, and if all are saying physical is easy, then people are taking it physical.
Agreed.
And inorganic.
No, I have no answer for that. What I am trying to say is, we recommend. It's the same example of the shop I was telling. I know people are buying milk. I'll keep it so that they're forcing you to buy. I'm just not forcing you, but I'm giving these are the courses who could be taken together. So it's interesting.
Sir, like in when we are taking courses in diploma, sir, they are asked about the time. What time did you give to the courses? So I have written that 4 hours per day, like. So they recommend me that type of courses. So sir, it's what he said is. So it's mandatory that, for example, if the system has recommended me system command DBMS and app development 1, so I have to complete all the 12 courses so that I can move to degree level. So it's mandatory. So
See, if it is mandatory, I'll come to you. If it's mandatory, there's a motivation behind this taking the course. You all registered for this course. There's a motivation. The motivation is to learn, and motivation to complete the degree, have a certificate, motivation to maybe get a better job, something like that. I'm talking about NPTEL. There are the attrition rate is around 90%. People register like 10 courses, 15 courses. They don't even take one course completely. We are trying to find that problem. See, in a degree, your idea in a degree college, like there's a set of fixed curriculum. We have to force them. There's nothing like we are giving options to them. That's why I said liberal arts college give more options, but you should take these courses.
sir, education system, why I said the customers, because the thing is, if suppose if I go to a shop and if I don't eat something or when I don't buy something, that will not create a problem.
Yes.
But in education system, we have to force it because otherwise the education will be incomplete.
No, that's why the sign has something coming up called liberal arts education. What are they trying to do? They are trying to have a basic science like a psychology, literature, everything, and they give you a lot of options. Let the students choose, but only condition is you have to clear. Yeah, kind of complete interdisciplinary. You can choose whatever you want. You can be entrepreneur plus English literature, computer science. So that is a new set of things started coming in India. There are few private colleges they charge really high. IIT Bombay also started this program this year. Gonna start this year. But I'm talking about NPTEL. In NPTEL, we are not forcing anyone. Student are using. So we are just maybe we are not doing a justice for all the 100 users. But 90% of users we are trying to give a recommended courses. You can take it. TK. How do we get it? That's a question. The whole answer we are trying to. Assessment basically. So yeah, assessment is the one which what we do, whether he completed a course or not. Then we can say these users completed a course. We can try to give.
So like suppose we have data of 1 million users, so we'll see that all of those users must have enrolled for multiple courses. So what are the courses that everybody completed? What is the common parameter? Maybe timing, maybe duration, or maybe number of tests like that. So that will be a better prediction.
So that is prediction algorithm. So that is what you are trying to say is that if I know this users have spent this much time or this many courses they registered, if they are taking 2 courses, there's a high chance he will complete the course compared to someone who registers 5 courses, spend only 1 hour every course, he may not have completed. That is a prediction. What I am trying to recommend is okay. Anything else? One last one. I'm gonna go. We have already, right? In NPTEL, we have basket of courses.
We already have a lot of historical data.
Yes, yes.
And we know that what courses have been selected together. So we can use that for recommendations. So if somebody is selected,
Collaborative filtering, like content-based filtering. Exactly, you are trying to find what are the courses has been taken together by the students, most used, something. So we already NPTEL have based on this data, we have created a stream. I think there's a stream. You can be a data science stream. There are 8 courses you have to do. You'll get a certificate on. In NPTEL, I'm not talking about data science, the online degree. In NPTEL, yeah. Yeah. So that we don't see the idea which someone gave there, na? The learning path. That data we don't have yet. We don't have such data to go with it. Okay. Okay, I'll go. See, I will tell you what is the problem actually. See, applying similar level of analytics on the data is called academic analytics. It is not learning analytics. We started with that. What is data analytics, right? And we all talked about different type of data analytics. Then what we talked about, I gave you the NPTEL data. You guys are able to apply. Are you guys called as learning analytics guys now? So you don't know what is learning analytics. Learning analytics can be very simply applying the data analytics on data from the learning environment, right? So you guys did it now. You guys are discussed that and you guys got some super solutions. So can we call you guys as learning analytics guys? If not, how you guys are able to think about the domain? Because I gave only 4 parameters. I gave only, there are 450 courses, 1 million users. I did not talk about the feedback form. I did not talk about the, there's a course connection, the departments. How did you guys think about this? It's because we all gone through that system. We actually learned that system. So in India, everybody thinks they can talk about education. Right?
Actually, these are very serious problems in India, like employment, healthcare, jobs.
Yeah.
Everyone has some or the other idea how to solve.
No, ideas though, like now I gave a data and you guys come up with a very fantastic answer. Feedback form came, some social media came, one thing, very interesting idea. You guys came with the idea because you all gone through the system. You are the product of the system, right? So you are able to think quickly. I can collect feedback. I can, I can see what is the time you're spending. Can you answer it? So in India, that's why everybody can talk about education, and that is not learning analytics. That was called as academic analytics. That is also 5 years before. Now this gone. They call it a business intelligence now. 5 years before, what happens? Each university will think about which course has been taken more. Should we start a new degree or not? Or each district level they do. There's a guys come with corporate companies. They say we are business intelligence guys. We know how to do it better. They do it. They just have a idea of ML, apply on this data, like whatever idea we have, everyone have applied, and they call business intelligence, and they charge huge. So it was academic analytics. This is not learning analytics. Remember that first I started, you all start with learning, data, analysis, trends. That is not learning analytics. Okay, what is learning analytics then? Learning analytics is a measurement, same thing we talked about it, measurement, collection, analysis, right? You all talked about measuring the data, collect data, analysis, and report the data about the learner, and the purpose is to understand how the learner learns, so that we can improve their teaching learning method. That's it. It is not to model them, it's not to sell the data to somewhere. Instead, purpose is to understand how the learner learns. Okay, this has lot of words in it. We'll go one by one. I'm going to show you a computer-based learning environment. Okay. I think before that I will go for the. Okay, this is the computer-based learning environment called PyGuru. It's one of my my research scholar actually is doing research on this, so he created it. So it's created by software engineer, not him. Okay, he is a math guy. So when it's kind of a Moodle or our own system. When you log into the system, What it has, just some introduction. There are a lot of modules to learn Python programming. So, first module is about introduction, some lot of text, something will be there. So, I can select this, I can highlight it, I can add a comment. Okay, this is about environment, I can add a tag, intro may, so something like that. Or in fact, I can highlight it. I can highlight it or tag. I can do whenever reading too many, I can highlight a tag. Then I can go back and I can watch a video. Hope audio is not here. So I can watch a video. I'll reduce the audio if it comes. So there's some in video questions. You guys know about in video questions, right? There's some in video questions. It comes in. So let's give me 3 seconds. So let it come. Okay, some question comes. I just do something. So it's wrong. Okay, this. So there's some video. I can stop it. I can pause it, or I can come here. I can do that. Okay, whatever I want to do. Okay. Then there is a set of videos the student can read and watch videos. Also, the student can actually interact with the system. For example, I want to type something and try. I can try it also. It's like the typical the website where you can learn Python programming. I'm just trying to see something where you can type. Like you can type some code and check it out and run it, or you can also, there's a challenge in every I don't know where is it. Yeah, assessment. Assessment is basically like the system where we can see an anchor. There's instructions. You have to write a code and there's some test cases. You can run it, verify it, and submit it. Okay. You guys clear with the system, right? Basically, system, you can read something, highlight, annotate. You can watch a video. You can answer questions in the video. You can have a discussion forum also there, and you can also create assessment or write some program in it. All good. I'm doing this for fun purpose. Okay, I'll tell you why. Now, what are the interactions possible in that particular environment? You can interact like reading, answering the questions. You can watch video. You can navigate from one page to other page. Is there anything else? Go ahead. Go ahead. Coding. Go ahead. No. What I'm asking is, what are the type of interaction a learner can do with the learning environment? What you saw, right? Huh? No. Okay, that is the feature. What is the raw data? Huh? Yes. No, I'm asking in such a system, what are the data system can capture? Okay, so we can say timestamp, tagging. Okay, basically what it calls like a click stream data. Every click you do can be captured. Is that possible? Like I'm clicking on the intro video. If I'm clicking the button, what are the data I should capture? First, I should capture the user ID, the column 1. Second column should be session ID. The same user can log into multiple sessions. Third column should be timestamp. Timestamp, Unix timestamp. The Unix timestamp, so that we can use it anyway. Then is doing some actions on the data. So that can be actions. What are the actions possible in the system? You can read, you can navigate, you can answer questions. Watch video. What are the actions possible while watching? Pause, play, go ahead. Speed. What is speed? Okay, watch in 1.5x speed. Yes. Yeah, a lot of students do, especially the I don't want to tell the professor's name. Some profs, everybody watches 1.5 speed. I don't know why. That is interesting, actually. Interesting data for the instructors. Okay, then they should understand why I should spend 20 minutes, I should finish in 10 minutes, right?
Suppose there's a in-video question.
In video questions, answers to that.
Yeah, suppose it can be answered in 10 seconds and somebody is taking 30 seconds. You can say it's Googling.
No. I'll come to that. See, what are we capturing is in video questions may, see what are in video question ka answers. Correct or incorrect, then we will have timestamp. The time we started, the time we answered, both has been captured. That's we can come, that is a feature. Let's come to feature later. We are talking about what raw data we can collect. So in a discussion forum, we can create discussion thread, answer to someone, like it, dislike it, comment it. Is that correct? All our actions, right? So we can capture all those details, user ID, session ID, timestamp, each action. And there's a one more column we need is called context. He's reading, but which page he's reading? He's watching video, but which page, which video? There are 100 videos in the learning content. And he's answering which question he's answering, right? So we need to note that context. Usually we don't analyze the context level data at all. But context data will be useful if there are some users, we want to zoom into one user, how he did it, what are the videos he did not do, then we need the data. Usually we don't use the context data, right? So what data we collect in a PyGuru is that we collect the user ID, session ID, stamp, action, we collect almost every meaningful actions. Reading, scrolling, play, pause, seeking the video from one place to other place. Is he watching with the subtitle, not subtitle? Is he watching with the which speed he is watching? Okay. And with this data, we can create features. Okay, this is called raw data. This guy clear what I am saying raw data means? It's called trace data or click stream data. Every click has been captured with a timestamp. Is that clear? Okay. Now I am going to give you a very basic two things. You all have to give me features, okay, individually. So the actions can be many. Read, answer question, watch video, seek, play, pass, everything, okay, and you have timestamp. When you have a raw data, you have to create features from raw data. The very simple technique I apply is actually after lunch, a lot of people sleep, and the point is, and we traveled in the morning, right? I actually got up at 3:30, get up at catch a flight at 6:50. I have to be here. Even I am very sleepy. Just be with me for another few minutes. I'll finish it off, okay? Then we go with that. I know. It's, don't worry if you want to sleep. No issues at all for me. So let's go with the two things. One is time, that we call duration. Another one is called frequency. My handwriting is not correct, but I hope you understand. D-U-R-A-T-A, duration is there, frequency is there. Okay. These are two things very important when you are constructing features from the raw data. Okay, you are constructing, what is the duration? How much time a student spent on this video? Okay, average duration of student spending on the reading content, average duration of student spending on each session. The student logged into same video multiple sessions. Today he logged in, morning he logged in, night, next day. What is the average duration he is spending on each session? What is the first time you log in? What is the duration spending on the first login of the day? See, I'm coming with just based on login data. I'm giving you the features, multiple features. Each features can be applied as separate column to the machine learning classifier. It will improve the better classification. Each one has the meaning. Now let's go to frequency. How many times a student watched the video? How many attempts he attempted to answer the question? Okay. Like a frequency, how many times the same thing occurred again and again? You guys understand what is frequency? And now you have the data, right? Read, write. Everyone has to give one new feature. You can think about it for a minute. The feature can be number of logins per week. Frequency. Huh? No, number of logins per week. The average duration of logins in a week. Yeah, go ahead. First one is easy to do. If you wait now, you will have new find. So go ahead.
Which part of the timestamp is repeated a lot of times?
Which part?
See, for example, there's this 4-minute part of the video. He's repeating the last 10 seconds again.
Okay. Which part of the video was repeated again? First, very good. Go ahead.
वीडियो है
uh,
वो 5 मिनट तक का उसका एवरेज आ रहा है तो हम 5 मिनट के छोटे छोटे वीडियोस बनाएंगे.
oh, that is no. You are going to say what is the recommendation. The feature will be how many times he passed in the video. That is the feature.
Time took to answer the question.
Time took to answer the question in video or the assessment.
In the video, after the assessment too.
Okay, good. Number of compilations in the particular thing. Na, there's a programming he has to do. How many times he compiled? How many bugs he had? Okay, go ahead. Another feature. Time of the day. This is very interesting because we actually did one small experiment. Okay, we asked the students in the classroom Wednesday and Friday. Before the classroom, we gave them a feedback form. What how are you feeling? Okay, there can be different emotions. Okay, Wednesday there are only two feelings. Either they are they are engaged or they are frustrated. Friday class may the 10 feelings comes out of it. So the pie chart, it's a completely same students, same course, same instructor, just a day difference. Wednesday they are in different mood, Friday in different mood. I can't understand why. It's not. Huh? No, there's no weekend actually. What is a weekend? There's no weekend actually for 12 weeks. I'm telling you, right? Literally, there's no weekend for you guys. When you are doing the course, do the course. Every week. I don't know what is the point. Maybe they have weekend. We think they don't have weekend, but they have weekend. You guys have weekend tomorrow? It's like this happens all the time. Okay, someone else. Ideal time. How do you measure the ideal time? Interesting point.
For ideal time, when the video is paused and no action.
Acha, okay.
That means the person has paused and gone away.
Fantastic.
His,
See,
concentration is broken.
that comes to a new word called engagement. Okay, in engagement, what you are saying is behavior engagement. So now in the class, everybody seems to be engaged, at least behaviorally. That is what you are actually telling. Behavior engagement, whether they are actually in the video. There's the other part called cognitive engagement. How many are actually understanding what I am speaking? That is very tough to identify, but very good we can do the behavioral engagement. This particular thing is created for identifying cognitive engagement. That Paigula is showing, because that's idea. Okay.
So the in-video question, how many students clicked the wrong answer and then saw the correct answer?
Okay, good. And read the explanation. Exactly. I will tell you the answers. The reason is a lot of people when they interact with the system, they give the wrong answer, the explanation comes up, nobody reads it. And that time also we can record, timestamp. You cannot read in a 1 second, you are clicking less than 1 second, continue button. You are not even reading. What happens? You can't solve the next sum again. So those kind of factors, what can we do?
We can make it mandatory that you cannot skip.
No, they will not watch. Do tell them, boss, you are not ready to read.
We can give a similar question next.
No, even test it. Say you're not reading. Would you like to stop the course? Say why wasting his time, right? Okay, take a break. You might be not in the mood. Go out and play and come back after some time. So this is a very interesting point which nobody considers. Yeah. Hey, only 5, 6 I got. Man, I want everyone to give some new feature.
So how many disruptions were there in between?
Disruptions in the sense.
So we got a notification.
Acha. How many other disruptions? We can't capture the other system ka data as of now.
We would know when the browser would switch.
No, we don't. So see, within our system, we are trying to capture. We want to capture the browser. That is an ethical issue. Then we have to get a consent from whether the personal data. Then that's a Google can do, not we. Okay, that's we're gonna do. Yeah.
What kind of video pattern drives the most engagement?
Which video is most popularly watched within the students? See, this data, if I do it for only 60 students in my class, it will be very pathetic. There won't be any data. But if you are doing it for your kind of courses, 8,000 students, it's a fantastic data. Okay, there's a lot of data come. Okay, you guys get the idea, right? Raw data, futures, good. Because next one is, okay, we're going to talk about pattern mining of quickly, then I will open with a problem, then we are going to stop it. I think I'm not, another 10 minutes, then we'll go for the LA. In a pattern mining, we can say in a sequence of actions, each action is different. For example, watching a video is different from reading something and answering questions, something like that. So watch video, adding a post, upload, read PDF, quiz, everything is actually actions. Now, if the student is watching the video and adding a, so okay, from this, consider there are three students who done these kind of actions. He watched the video, then he went to the forum, again he watched the video, he did some quiz, then he read some content, read another content, he did quiz, he did forum, read video. Some 3 students ka data we have. Can you find the patterns? You can talk to your friends and find patterns quickly. Right, right. Right, right. Or just phone me, just keep it, or view something like that. I can answer it later. Hey, no, don't worry about distraction and all. From these actions, find the frequently occurring patterns. What is frequently occurring patterns? After video, student watched the quiz. After reading, they watched the video. What are the actions combinedly occurred together? What are the patterns? What are the two things occurred together? Or you can say video is, everybody watch video most of the time, something like that. No, don't worry with question 1 or 2. Let's say read, quiz, read. That is a pattern. 3 actions. Can you write down some patterns from here? Okay. No. Write down. Like think more. There are too many. Two, three, 4. It's up to you. That's the reason why we need to restrict. That's the reason also, but it's up to you. Don't restrict. In my class, when this color comes, right, it's called activity slide. In my class of 1.5 hours, there'll be 3-4 activities like this. So students know this activity. So yeah, they'll enjoy. So that's how we slowly teach students that this is called activity. They start looking at this. So I'm talking about a lot of teaching ideas because I'm from education technology department as such. We know how to teach differently compared to normal explain the content. Okay, done. I want answers. Video read, okay. Video read quiz. Read quiz 3. Read quiz read. Read quiz read is not many time.
Quiz, read, quiz.
Quiz read is there. Read quiz read occurs only once in student 2. Acha na? So read quiz read occurs only once. Quiz read occurred 1. Okay. Okay. So see, quiz read occurred many times. Quiz read, right? Okay. And read quiz also occurred once. Read quiz also occurred once. Video quiz read or video. Okay, you guys got it. I'm happy up to that. Okay. Now the point is there's a one difference between association rule mining and this sequential pattern mining. We are doing the same thing. In association rule mining, it's not important that whether egg occurred first, after that immediately the milk occurred. Milk can occur anywhere, egg can occur anywhere, white can occur anywhere. It doesn't matter. Whether they bought it together or not is the question. Here the sequence should be maintained, right? Like the sequence should be video then quiz. It's not a, you won't say it's a quiz video, right? So that's called sequential pattern mining. This is called pattern mining. It's called sequential pattern mining. You understand the meaning, right? Why I call sequential? Okay. So there are 5 patterns I kept it here, and I wrote a number for that. See, I'll tell you what. Video quiz occurred for student 1, right? Also for student 3. So student 1 occurred, student 2 it did not occur, 0 times it occurred, student 3 it occurred once. Okay, how many students this particular pattern occurred? Only 2 students it occurred, student 1 and 3. Okay, similarly video and video only student 3 it occurred. I'm just giving example, it's not the most frequent pattern, I'm giving you all the examples. Video occurred only once for student 3, only one student got it. Video quiz read, someone said that video quiz read did not occur for the student 2, so it occurred for student 1 and 3 is here. Quiz read occurred once for student 1, once for student 2, twice for the student 3. So, but all the students got it. How many students got it? 3 students have it, out of 3, 3 have it. This number clear, right? Okay? Is that clear? Good. These actions you can extract from the log data, because we have everything, they clicked it, everything, but actions are there, we can extract this log data. In sequential pattern mining, there are only 2 things important. One is sequence support and instance support. I will tell you what both means. Sequence support is, that is it. Sequence support is how many times a student, how many students have that particular sequence. This sequence, all the students have it. So, this is an important pattern, everybody have it, right. This sequence occurred only once, 33%, right. This is 100%, this is 66, 66%, something like that, 2 by 3, 66. So, when you are looking for pattern mining, the system gives you thousands of patterns. Suppose you have a, how do you say, if you have a 10 actions, there will be a combination of, there is a 10 into 10 minus in combination can be possible. I think more than that. There are a lot of formations possible there. Then there are a lot of, not just it's a 10 actions. You'll have a lot of possible combinations, because same action can occur again and again. It's not that action 1, action 2 occur all the time. There will be action also same. Read is also a pattern for us. Is reading 2 different content, not the same content. So there are a lot of possible actions possible there, right? But which one you want to look at it? There will be thousands. You can say I want to look at the actions which occurred for at least 70% of my student. So out of 100 students, at least 70 students should have this pattern. So I will do S support equal to 0.7. Whichever patterns has S support more than 0.7, I will consider it. Is that clear? Is that clear? S support, what is S means? Okay. Now high frequency means it's a mean. Actually, 2 students got it. Okay, we know S support is 0.66, but what is the mean of it? How many times it occurred for each student? Only once, 2 by 2, 2 times. Here it occurred 4 times, 3 students. So 4 by 3, 1.33. So now what I will say, I will give the pattern to the pattern mining algorithm. It will give me all the patterns, frequently occurred patterns. I will say I want the patterns which are occurred at least for 70% of my users. So I will put S support equal to 0.7. Then there is a pattern. Then I mean frequency I will see whether they have occurred at the sufficient time, 3 times to one student or 4 times, then I will consider that pattern. Is that clear? Okay. Now these patterns are emerging. What I will do with these patterns? This is diagnostic analytics. What we can do with these patterns?
Whatever purpose we have.
No, I found the patterns from the actions.
Blend the course according to the sequences.
Okay. You want to make sure. Huh? Students might be watching this particular format, so I would do it. Yeah, that's exactly. Which content you want to alter? No, we are not gone into the time till now. See that's why I'm going to show the complexity where it increases. When you go into time, complexity goes high. We are simply applying the sequential pattern mining algorithm we learned in data analytics in educational data. We are not even touched learning analytics. Don't worry. That's another thing. How do you do bad habits and good habits? That's exactly. So what we do is we call differential sequence mining. What we do, we take the 100 users. I'm just giving 100 as a number because it's easy to compute. In my class, there are 100 users. I will conduct a mid-sem exam or the post-test exam, something like that. From that, I kind of identify the high performers, medium performers, low performers. I take the high performers, the 30 students high performers. I'll take their actions, identify the sequential patterns. I'll take the low performers, I'll identify their frequent patterns. okay, and find is there any pattern which is statistically different. There are some patterns where the low performers are taking it, which high performers never doing it. Something wrong. They may be beating around the bush. For example, they are answering the quiz, they are not reading the right video, they are not watching the something, they might be reading it, not trying it again and again without reading the feedback. Okay, this is called differential sequence mining. Exact same sequential pattern mining. I am differentiating students based on some group, maybe performance or age group, doesn't matter. You can differentiate based on many things. Identify the sequential pattern mining here, both compare, is there any statistically significant different patterns emerge from these three things. For example, a good student, after they fail the answer, if they go back and watch particular video, I know this is the pattern, good pattern maybe, I would recommend that to the low performer. If he is failing answer, hey, I think based on the other users, this particular video watching was helpful for them to solve the answer. Would you like to consider? I won't touch the ethics also. I will not force them to watch the video. I will recommend. Possible, right? That is what inferencing and improving, understanding how students interacting with the system. The main goal is to improve the knowledge, improve their teaching learning. That is called learning analytics. Okay. The complexity comes like he read a particular content for 20 seconds, he watched a video for 200 seconds, this particular question is correct or wrong, right? Now the actions, I was telling about 10 actions, there will be like many different actions, question 1, question 2, wrong, incorrect, video 1, video 2, so the data is increasing. So large data, what you will do with that? That is a challenge in the learning analytics now. So we might think, what is the data in the learning analytics? Only pre-test, post-test, attendance, right? That's all data we have, right? In a business, in economics, wow, superb data. In healthcare, there's a lot of data. There's a lot of jobs are there. In education, nobody considers the basic data we can collect like this. Honestly, we didn't have data in your NPTEL course whether you are logging in 10 times or not, how much time you are spending in each login. We don't have data. Okay, that's the problem now, because we don't have enough. Someone has to come, government has to come, say that, hey, I'll give money for you to go and store data. Otherwise, the data storing 1 million users using data storing is huge, and no company sees some purpose of making money out of it, they will do it. Otherwise, they won't do it. Okay. Okay. Another activity. I know all are sleeping, but let's scan this one, and I will start the Mentimeter. YouTube stores as a overall, like how many this video 100 users watch, how many video goes on. They won't store user 1 watch this video. They don't store as a user 1 ka clickstream data. They will ask huge money. All our content is loaded in YouTube. You can only see the YouTube analytics data. You can also get this video has been dropped out after 10 minutes. So this video has issue. We come to know that, but we don't know which user watched, when it watched. It's not possible. Okay, Mentimeter. I'll just go to Menti. I'll start the next one. See, when you are trying to solve a problem, suppose the problem is now you are getting sleep. How to avoid sleeping? When you try to solve the problem, or you want to solve particular complex algorithm. When you are trying to solve the problem, what are the steps you take? I am just asking, when you are learning something, what are the steps you take? So I am just saying, I start with planning something. Think, answer. You can answer in 2 lines, 1 line, don't answer too much. Menti.com. See, again I will wait for at least 20 users to respond, otherwise I will not go. Otherwise you will stay after 4 o'clock. Go to menti.com and type the code 63082861 or scan this QR code. You can go to menti.com and type the code, it's easy. When you are learning, how do you learn? You first plan, then you think about the problem, go more about it. Okay, done. Let me check. Good, thanks. Wow, let me go. Plan, fantastic. Study, test, revise, enforce, revise, test. Fantastic answer. I'm going to go with that only. Remember, understand. So Bloom's taxonomy. No, we don't want Bloom's taxonomy. No education here. Study the syllabus, make a routine, reading, take assessment, improve myself. See, study the syllabus, of course, then take assessment myself to test myself. If I'm something wrong, I'm improving myself, revise myself. This other person mentioned like here, right? How do you watch the video to read, try questions, implement, split the problem into many sub problems and solve one by one and then finally solve overall. So that is the different approach. Watch the video, learning, planning to learn, research about the topic, listen to instructor, topic. Okay, nice. Planning, organization, resource. Thanks. I think I got all the answers. So basically, what most people are telling here is that they plan, they do something, they split the problem, they do the part of it, they assessment it, then improve, revise myself, again read it, right? This is called metacognition. This is called metacognition. Cognition about cognition. What is cognition? Thinking, a skill. For us it's called thinking, you know. For the kid to recognize the word A is also cognition. The letter A. So the cognition can be different levels. Recognizing letter number 1 or 2 is also cognition. And thinking about what day today is a cognition for the kids. Maybe for us it's easy. So cognition, metacognition is about my planning about planning. For example, thinking about thinking, where I will first plan myself based on this knowledge. I will go and apply this particular idea here. If I test it, if I did not work it out, I know it's some issues. I want to improve myself. Identify why I am not doing it. That is called metacognition. Okay, you are all this thing, metacognition, all this thing. Then you have assignment. You also did very well, thought about it, you did assessment, everything, you submitted. Your mark was 5 out of 20. What happens? You spend lot of effort, 2 days, 2 nights, you don't sleep, wrote a program, 5 out of 20.
You weren't able to understand the concepts in the syllabus.
You spend lot of time, you created very well.
But not the topics that are perfectly.
Which one is missing, then you want to revise, okay. No, what at that moment the mark comes up, what is your emotion? Huh? Wednesday. Friday should be your Wednesday. No, 10 different emotions are there, not mix of emotions. What was your emotion that time? But without this course you won't get a degree, what to do? That is a motivation, task value is there. There's a value for the task. You get frustrated because you put lot of effort. You want to achieve the goal of I want to get 20 out of 20, something blocked. The blocking can be you're not able to read something. Or yes, last night you would have watched a movie because your friends called for you. They did not know about your assignment, they called you, you went with them. Now you get frustrated on your friend, why this guy called me? Or your girlfriend called me, she talked for last whole night. Sorry, the boyfriend called you, sorry, don't take me wrongly. The boyfriend called you and talked to you for last whole night and you are not able to complete your assignments. It's whose mistake? You get frustrated to the person. So what is the blocking behavior? Something blocks you to achieve a goal, you get frustration, isn't it? In another option, if you are trying to solve a problem and the problem is really challenging, you planned it, revise it, read it, but still you are not able to solve the problem, what emotion you get? You tried it, actually you have a plan, you are reading it again, you are trying to solve, still you are not able to even write a second line of code. You are trying it again and again, last 2 hours, you get mad. That's a feeling you get, but everyone had the same issue there, we don't know. You get bored first. Why I'm doing it? I'm sad, anger, everything comes, then you get bored. Why I'm doing it? I'm just give. Or if the problem is very simple, like asking you to do same task again, write same thing for 10 times or 20 times, you get bored. So it is not only the planning, studying, revise, also affective states also important, right? Nobody mentioned it. Everybody talked about planning, study, test, revise, enforce, revise, test. Nobody talked about the emotions part of it. Learning is not just what you do. There's an environment around you. Okay, you are interacting. There's a reaction based on that. So affective state in it. Okay, and again go back to your example. There's a motivation for you to do this. If it is not a online degree course or BSc degree data science course, if it is NPTEL course, you will drop it. First week you try, if not you drop it because you don't pay money, you don't care, right? And what is that, where it is coming from? It's a motivation. Because you had a bigger motivation initially that I wanted to get the degree, I wanted to do this, right? So when you are learning something, there are different factors involved in it. Thanks for all your answers. I'm going to read that later. I'm going to put that back here. So there's something actions called cognition. That is a thinking. Your ability to read something. Reading, sometimes I read it, but I feel I read it, but I didn't understand anything. You are reading a book, but you finish the page, but you don't know what the content, actually forgot, because you are focusing on how to read the words, not the understand the meaning. So reading with making inferences and connecting the points, everything. So cognition, metacognition, you guys talked about it, planning, monitoring, awareness, I'm doing it, not doing it correctly, revise, replan, reflect, and affect, boredom, confusion, frustration. So my PhD I worked on detecting frustration when they are interacting with the math system, class 6 students, that's what I did. So based on log data, it was very fantastic data by the way. So this called cognitive affect metacognitive is called CAM processes. When we are learning, we are going through all these 3 different constructs. There's one more construct called motivation, that's called CAMM, CAM. We removed motivation because motivation is the one thing which we cannot detect by any ML algorithm, any questionnaire, nothing will detect. Motivation will be detected only by interacting with you, and only the human instructor can understand each student motivation. They can't detect by interacting with the system for 30 minutes, and only human can motivate. That's why human is needed in the education system. You can deliver content using system, AI, all these things are possible. There should be an instructor to understand students, know everything. A student, but teacher will know, okay, this guy in the second semester he did this course, he can understand everything, connect you, okay, give some super suggestion to you. So all these things possible when the human motivation is there. So I removed motivation because of that, but CAM process called self-regulated learning. Okay. Now I will go and I'll tell you what exactly we do in our department, and then I'll stopping it. I'm telling you this for a long time, but that's so. So this same definition, I'm going for the keywords. The keywords are data about the learners, the context, understanding, optimization, environments. So we work on 2 different environments, computer based learning environments or VR environment. In my lab, it's my group, okay, in the ET department, IIT Bombay. We work on both coding environment, book reader, video player, discussions, simulations. We work on any environment plus also VR environment. When the student is interacting with the VR based learning environment or the computer environment, we collect all the data. What data we collect? We collect learners observed, whatever data we can observe, we will collect it. We collect in the format of user ID, session ID, action context. I told you, right? Like read, what are the context, user ID, session ID, we collect the data. What we do, we also collect the outcome of the learner. If he is doing some action, whether he is learning or not, is it, if I am reading for 10 minutes, after reading, am I answering correctly or wrong? If I answered correctly, okay, he understood the reading, otherwise he just read, he did not answer it, something like that. And this is the data about learners and the context. The third one is optimization, understanding. So to understand, we apply the lens of cognition, affect, metacognition from the data. We create manually coded data, then we use the machine learning algorithms to identify the students' cognition, metacognition and the affect data. From the facial expression, are they bored, are they engaged, are they confused. So we apply this data. With this data, we try to understand what is student doing in the learning, what is the problem is facing, can we provide some feedback. Since we are in a research environment, we always conduct research with the 20-30 students. We don't collect data with like 1000 users, we won't generalize anything. Research is basically 30 users in the lab setup, and we actually collect data, we make a small hypothesis and test it, we publish it. So, which means it will take another few years, 4-5 years, someone to take it, repeat it multiple places, generalize it, then create a commercial system. So, commercial system will never come like this for another 10 years. So, research we start now. So, optimization we can give feedback, scaffolding, content addition, that is called intelligent tutoring systems. Okay. So, we not only work on log data, we also work on eye gaze data, like when you are looking at something, we can say where are you fixating, how are your gaze patterns going on, I can detect it very quickly. For example, if the student is reading a content, he spent time on the 5 minutes on the content, still is not answering the question. So, what happens? He might be not looking at the place where he should read. What was his reading pattern? I can use it from the eye gaze data. So, we can combine that. The other one is we can, this is me, there are a couple of other research scholars. So, we can get the posture, gesture data. In the class, I can fix a camera, I can find out everybody's, who is actively engaged, who is behaviorally, who is relaxed, everything can be detected. And automatically dashboard can say there are 80 users, I can see actually, the 80 users can be, they are not attentive or something like that. In online also we can do. So, this particular all data is kind of open source, by the way. It's this called open posture. This is actually open post. The name is of open POS, open post. This is gaze analyzer. It's all available open source from a different universities. This is not from ours. This is from CMU. That is from Harvard, I guess. Okay. Other than that, we also have this data. This is one of our postdoc. The lab student are interacting. We collected images, then we try to code the engagement, because the issue is they two are discussing, this guy is engaged, sleeping, see he closed eyes for a few minutes because sleeping, this guy is sleeping, perfectly sleeping, and discussion is going on, they are talking something, engaged, some kind of data. So, basically what we do, we use deep learning networks to code it. We actually label it initially, then we code them and they do it. It's like take an image and 13 images per frame, that's why the video is not 24 frames per second, like video is not so clear because it's like reduced frames. So, with this data we are trying to understand whether they are interacting with the mobile or they are having coffee, but in this lab mobile and coffee was not allowed, even otherwise that also we can detect. Okay. So, what we can say, okay, this guy was engaged for the most of the time, this person is mostly discussion. So, maybe we should consider different kind of intervention for them. So, all the purpose is collecting data is to understand how the learning happened, while the students need some support. It is not to critique, hey, this guy is not learning, this guy is mostly talking, this one person is all the sleep, no, does not matter for us. Its importance is how can we improve, help something to him to engage more, him or her. Okay, I should be careful on those. Okay, that is the last part. What else is learning analytics? In what I was trying to show you till now is collecting the data from the system interaction. We can do the pattern mining, we can collect lot of features, we can detect the metacognition, learning, everything. Is that a learning analytics? I showed only one part of it. What else can be learning analytics?
How we can make the learning experience better for them through all the data?
So, first we identify some students fail, why they fail. Actually why they fail is that they understood something or they need more data or they are not actually understanding the system, they try to understand that. Then we can provide a feedback saying that, hey, I think you need a support in this particular remedial content, can you watch this content, it might help you. And all I am talking is computer based learning environments, I am not talking to classroom at all. That is not in my research expertise, I will not do anything there because it is too much to do, it is a big area. Yes.
To build a system like this, how do we know how much data is sufficient?
So,
Is there a thumb rule?
no, so no thumb rule. So, what we do, 27, 30 students is what as a statistical people say, 30 will take it. But we start collecting data initially for 10 students to understand the system, then improve it. Then we go to the classroom, we collect 50, 60 students data and we see we will never apply the deep learning in the classification for the, there are most instances like a 10,000 instance we get, all the clicks for the 50 students. We will work with that, we will say this is a limitation, within this data what we found it. We will never generalize to all the audience or all the domain. In the research purpose it is serving the purpose, but your question is valid, we do not have answer. because in a research we write a paper saying that this is the constraints, within this constraint this is what we are trying to give. That's what we do. I think which is the right data should be thousands of students. So that's why somebody is trying to use reinforcement learning to artificially generate the students data and see whether it is some pattern appears or not, but that is not valid.
There is a domain called human-computer interaction.
Yes.
I think there is a lot of overlap.
Yes. My another colleague is called HCA. He works on HCA in EdTech. They talk about the instruction and the way the content delivered, which content should be bold, type, everything is impacting it. Based on the persona, they change the content. Yes.
So the research in that field can be applied this year also.
Yeah, that is one field in learning analytics, but we will try to measure impact of that is learning or that something is learning. Okay, that's HCA can be done. Okay, good. Yeah. No, that is simply moving to online. What I am trying to say is, oh no, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to understand metacognition. Okay, metacognition is thinking about thinking, and it will not be measured by your facial expressions or anything else. I have to ask you, think aloud. Basically what we do, we will ask you to come to class. If you are interested, we will ask you in the in front of computer. We will ask you to think aloud when you are thinking. You thinking aloud. No, we collect, see I am saying we think aloud or we do simulated recall. After the studies, we ask you to recollect what happened. Then we manually code it with some coding mechanism. Then we try to identify automatically using ML algorithm. That is for only the problem I gave it to you. That is for in a estimation task in a mechanical engineering only one piece of work. If I apply the same coding mechanism to mechanical and thermodynamics, it is not working. It is not even working within the same domain. Now, which means we need to improve it better, apply it in multiple systems and make sure it is generalizable, apply different domain, make it a common thing, then go for the commercial system. When commercial system comes, it's for everyone. They won't tailor it for, oh, you are reading thermodynamics, this should be this pattern. They don't do that. That is what I am saying. I am talking about that level, not we don't have data, data we have. See, for example, Coursera and edX have huge data. They give all data to you. Whatever data I am telling, they have data. They have money and they have data. I worked on that also for some time. Okay, what else? Learning analytics. Chika, I'll go. Assessment is very important one. I just input it. So other one is monitoring learners' engagement. Someone said behavior engagement. I'm there. I'm watching the video. I'm not watching the video. It's a behavior engagement. Cognitive engagement, whether actually I'm understanding or not, or affective engagement. What is my emotional, affective states. Other one is content analysis. Like education is all about content, right? Which means we can apply all the NLP content there. NLP, whatever you're reading in machine learning and natural language processing, can be applied there. Like automatically assessing the answers, automatically identifying the difficult questions, or automatically creating the questions. You can create wonderful things in educational context. The other one is extracting the strategies, the pattern mining kind of thing. The other one is privacy. This is a very important field which nobody actually, see, when I am collecting the clickstream data, I am collecting about the user's behavior. It is a user data. We should have a consent form properly done, data should be stored properly, and you should have a maintain privacy. You cannot go and publish it everywhere with all the student detail, right? That is the thing. I got consent for the students when I am recording the video, something like that. And affective computing, the emotions, boredom, confusion, multimodal analytics, we combine log data, eye-gaze data and facial data to predict students' learning. And data visualization, because there are 60 students in the class, teacher can use a nice dashboard, what data should come to the teacher, which data is most useful for teacher to interact, that can be done. Self-regulated learning, we talked about it, metacognition, everything is called. Then there is something called intelligent tutoring systems, where we can create a system which understands the student's problem and provide automatic feedback or suggestions. That's all. If you have any questions, you can ask now.
Got it. So can this method be used about learning analytics can be used for treating mentally ill people or somewhat like that? Because the depression and amount of depression in the society that exists, like among the student, not among the students, but also among the people, why they completely go insane and become corrupted and stuff. So can we use that to figure that out?
No, we may not go into a depression, corruption, but there's a big field in learning analytics where
Okay.
We worried about students learning, right? There are a lot of students who are differently abled. They are autistic kids. There are different things. So for them, they cannot maintain the eye contact, or they cannot even read the content. So there are particular set of people who are working on that, using the eye gaze data
No,
and log
I was
data.
not talking about that. I was talking about people with mental illness, like bipolar disorder or like PTSD and stuff.
But are they going to learn something at this?
No.
Then
Like
yeah, yeah.
treating them like
Maybe possible. Yeah. No, see, I'm just saying we are really interested in teaching learning problem only. But of course, this technology is not something specific to teaching learning.
Teaching
Anyone can collect this data. Anyone can. I guess data is there in the marketing a lot. Any advertisement comes in the marketing, they test it with 100 users, see where the user, what are the product, then they change a lot.
Okay.
So it has been happening. We are just applying it in our domain. It can be applied in other domain also.
Sir, if we are means analyzing a data and we have some rows where the values are null and many of them are blank spaces, so should we have to remove that row, or we should assign 0 to it?
It depends on which the row means. So for example, if it is simply the attendance, you might replace with some number, some average number.
Yes.
If it is about age, you can ignore that particular student or something. If it is about gender, what you do? You have to remove that. There's no other thing. So it depends on what kind of data you have to think of. If the data is really important for your analysis,
Yes, sir.
try to find a way how to get the data or something like that. See, in a login clickstream data, we get all the data. It's a system. We design system to have a timestamp what he clicked. It's just JSON files. We just dump it, write a small program, we can get the data back.
How can you determine that gaze data is important?
Oh. See, gaze data will give you what? If I'm reading something,
But
what I'm fixating.
sometimes even if you're reading, your mind is somewhere else. How do you determine?
Oh, that's called zoning out. Or what actually happens is when you are reading, and if you're zoning out, your eye gaze will not be in the same place, or you're fixating more than some time or something, or you're looking at it, or you are staring at the screen for same particular portion. You know that the reading should happen in this saccade. Saccade is the movement from one fixed target. You are fixating on the same area, which means you spend 2 minutes on the same area. You are not really read anything.
No, but during videos, how do you determine zoning out?
Zoning out, there's one researcher doing it. What he does, very interesting work. You are watching video, suddenly one pop-up comes. It says that close this in 3 seconds. If you are closing, you are not zoning out. You are actually aware of it. If you are not closing, it goes off. Then it says you are zoning out.
No,
So-
if it happens repeatedly, means somebody is used to the system. Means say pop-up he'll just click it without even.
Then he is not zoning out.
No, see,
He is aware of the pop-up.
if something you do repeatedly, means like suppose that pop-up, it comes like Windows system sometimes just press cancel.
Okay, you are not talking about zoning out. You are saying the student is interacting, I guess, and all there, but is not learning. You don't want to learn.
Exactly.
That
or
kind of-
something. It's his mind is somewhere else.
Yeah, agreed. See, that is why we call that's what I'm saying. Behavioral engagement, it tick marks there because he's in the system, he's spending logged in, log out, everything is there. We call cognitive engagement. Cognitive engagement we do by parameter called ICAP. ICAP is very basic. It's like if I'm teaching, you are listening, it's a passive interaction. If I'm teaching, you guys are talking, I think you are actively participating. And I'm teaching something, you take it and you construct something on top of it, you explain. You guys did it today a lot, you guys did a lot. I say something, you applied on something, you are constructing something. It's a constructive. That is a high level of engagement. If you are interacting, for example, this is a high level of engagement. So we call ICAP, interactive, constructive, active, passive. What we do with the log data, we try to identify using this framework. Are you watching the video rightly? That's what we try to do. We just try to identify from the log data, is it possible to find a constructive feedback or constructive actions they are doing it. That PyGuru is exactly that work. We are trying to identify the cognitive engagement in the Python programming. Yeah, thanks questions. Yeah.
Actually, I want to ask that we have a what called mining, okay, and everywhere we use that data mining and other mining also. Okay, so mining, what in English we mean is like that extraction of valuable something, right? So when you are extracting the valuable data from any humans or from any object, then we are calling it as a raw data.
Okay, patterns,
Patterns. Now the thing is,
hidden values or something
so
like that.
whether the privacy is being maintained in the raw data, and whether we can say that this raw data is not harming us, because we are actually using this to learn a machine, we are not using it to learn us. So how can we say that
So when we go to the consent form and ethics, when we collect data, we tell them that after collecting data, your name will be removed, anonymized. We in the next moment we will remove the username into user ID 1, 2, 3. That's why I never showed somewhere email or the name. ID, I'll give us some random ID, only we maintain that. And the data will be accessible only to the researchers, my team only, with the names who are given access to it. And the data will be maintained only in the proper server, which nobody can have access, especially the university servers where we don't have the access, anybody cannot log in, somebody can log in within the system. Then we will say the data will be stored only for 3 years or 5 years. We restrict all this thing, we get a consent from the student. Student has say that I am leaving data for the learning purpose. Without consent, you won't collect data. That is the basics.
that I understood. Actually, what I'm trying to say, that is the mining process, how it has been used for means in the learning purpose of a machine, means how we are using it for the machine, and why we are making it for the machine only, why we are not using it for us, because
no.
ultimately machine are treating the other people.
See, your data will help us to understand how student interact with the system. It won't be useful for you, but use the data, I improve my system, the next generation will come and learn better. Is that okay, right? Machine is not getting any gain from the data. We are trying to understand from the 60 students data which sequence of actions is important. I will modify my learning content, so next batch will be better.
So the robots and how they are then working.
No, I'm not talking about robots. See, that's why I'm not really interested in that. I'm interested only in the learning analytics, where I collect data, I try to find a pattern. Of course, I'm trying to find a pattern only by your data only, but it won't be useful for you maybe. But that data is used for the next batch or next set of users. Every teacher does that. When they start doing the first course, they won't do very good job. They learn all the feedback, then they improve. You can't say why I have to give your course because you are not getting useful. No, that's not a problem, because you have to think somebody is getting.
Sir. Thank you.
But data privacy is very key issue, ethics and data privacy. Yeah. Last question. I think we are late already. Okay, that's most people do. Okay, the question is what happens if you don't follow the ethics? I'm just repeating for the purpose of recording. So most people don't follow. Okay, I'm not going to tell the country names. I'll give the idea. You all know the country names left. See, in India, we don't collect ethics. Most of the colleges don't collect ethics. But as soon as people are doing, we are trying to say collect ethics. I offer the same course called Learning Analytics in NPTEL 12 weeks course. Actually, same course with more 12 weeks course. I tell them second week itself, collect ethics. This is the consent form. Do this. Okay. In the US kind of countries, without IRB, Institute Research Board, no data can be collected. Without IRB, if you collect any parent, any complaint happen, the research team will not allow to collect data for another 3 years. It's a really bad punishment there, which means no publications, which means no research grant, no students, everything is gone. And we don't want only the interaction data. No, so learning is not happening only with the system. He talks to friends, he goes for the jog, he eats a lot of food. I want to collect all the data. I want to collect the Fitbit data, or I have some fitness tracker. I want to collect what are they eating. Can I collect those data? Some country allows. Okay, some country allows. Not US, not Europe, not India yet. Some country, they collect the students' fitness tracking data and the calories you burn, what are the food you eat, and they try to understand how you are, whom you are talking, how many friends you are talking together. They use the data to predict something. Okay, all good. Thank you.